Okay, the Alabama locker room is open right now. Should be open for a little less than 30 minutes. It technically opened when these guys left to come over here. So we got a little less than 30 minutes on the Alabama locker room being open. We have Miouhamed Dioubate. We have Mark Sears. We have Grant Nelson. We'll go right to questions for the student athletes. We got about, oh, we don't. We'll go right to questions, and so raise your hand and we'll get a microphone to you. We will start down here in front.
Rich Harris, Hoops Prospects. Mark, you're shooting career low from field goal percentage, three-point percentage. Overall, though, you are being more of a playmaker this year. Can you explain why your numbers have dipped, and is that a concern going as the games start ramping up and become more difficult?
To me, that hasn't been a concern. I'm going to just keep being me. I put in the work, and I'm going to keep shooting, and my teammates going to do a great job of finding me when I'm open. But, no concern here.
Go here in the third row.
Hi, Vincent Picone from Montclair State. How have you guys been preparing for this big Sweet 16 game, and is there anything specific that you guys are trying to attack in BYU's game?
We'll start with Miouhamed, and then we'll work our way down the row.
What was the first question again? You said.
How are you preparing for this game?
We've been, we done had a few practices so far. We've been implementing, playing fast in transition. Getting a lot of the offense and defensive rebounds, and playing physical, and that's something that Oates, implemented a lot, and we've been watching a lot of film, and trying to get our legs rested, and so we can be ready to go tomorrow.
Mark.
They play a lot like us, very fast paced, and it should be a very fun game, but it's gonna come down to get stops.
And Aiden.
Like Mark said, they play similar style offense as us, so we have to focus on defense and rebounding.
Here in the second row, John.
John Fanta, Fox Sports. Questions for Aiden, being a freshman here. Maybe we'll move to you guys if you guys have any stories. What Coach Oates has built is one of the best building jobs in the sport. But I know it's not easy. What do you remember about your first couple Alabama practices and adjusting to the way that you guys do things?
My first Alabama practice was super fast. I had to get adjusted to the speed for sure because we play super fast and the pace. It was definitely like a shock to me. I wouldn't think we had played that fast.
Mark or Miouhamed, don't want to chime in at all? Okay. Go ahead.
My first few practices here, it was like a shocker to me because, in high school, I come from a team that played very fast. I thought we was playing fast, but, it was nothing like when I first got here, you know what I'm saying? And, we played, very hard, it was very physical. It was a lot of, talent, playing against older guys, So it was like a lot of catching up and learning I had to do when I first got here.
We'll stay here with John.
Was Mark faster than you?
Yeah, sure.
I guess then along those lines, Mark, how do you guys balance playing that fast and being under control?
I said we practice it. We've been practicing since June. So we've been practicing making the reads going 100% and going fast, and now it's just making the right read. So we always play with creating advantages. So when we're playing that fast, we're gonna most likely create an advantage within 6 seconds. And within, you just gotta make the right read.
We'll come back here in the front row.
I know Aiden was, Rich Harris, Hoops Prospects. I know Aiden wasn't there last year, but you guys were. Last year it seemed like there was a ton of talk before the tournament about your defense. And then it seemed like once the tournament started, you kind of flipped on a switch. Did it feel like that to you? last year, and do you feel it happening again this year?
Let's start with Mark, and then we'll go to Miouhamed.
Oh yeah, for sure. I see that. I see that we're still flipping the switch, and just hearing all the big time outlets saying we're soft, we're this and that. It's definitely internal motivation, and we basically got a point to prove that we're not soft. We're tough, and just basically a point to prove on defense.
Yeah, like Mark said, we got a point to prove on defense. Being called soft, that's like something that you don't want towards your team or your name. So, and like last year, we realized we can't lose. If we lose, we go home. And we said we're gonna play for Estrada because it was his last season playing college basketball. And this year we got a lot of fifth-year guys that's not gonna be here. And we all realize it's either win or go home. So and we want to win. So that's kind of the motto.
We're going to stay on this side in the front row, and then we'll come across.
Hey guys, Adam Zagoria from NJ.com. Good to see you. I think there's 7 SEC teams in the Sweet 16. How did the SEC schedule, how it's so tough night in and night out, prepare you guys for the tournament? And do you think it'll be a failure if someone from the league or you guys don't win the whole thing if a non-SEC team wins?
We'll start with Miouhamed, and then we'll go to Mark, and then Aiden.
I think it prepared us very well. We've been playing against the best teams all season long, from January on. And, I think it kind of gave us an edge a little bit, because we know what it feels like to play against those kind of teams. And no, I don't think it's a failure because, the league made history itself. So you can't look at it as a failure,
Mark?
Yeah, to go with Mo said, our last 7 games we've been playing the best teams night in and night out, and I say that definitely has helped us be battle tested. So and when especially when adversity hit, we haven't seen it before, and we're going to be ready for it, and we're going to attack it with a positive mindset. And to go along with the other question, I wouldn't be surprised if a team from the SEC had won it. So that's how great the league was this year.
And Aiden?
Yeah, like they both said, throughout this league, we've been playing the best of the best. So it helps prepare us for this tournament and everything. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone from our conference wins for sure, because we've been showing that we're the best conference.
All right, we're going to go on the other side in the front row. Go ahead.
Jackson Shanks, Seton Hall Center for Sport Media. Mark, you mentioned how important getting stops is, and that's going to be how this game is decided. How do you stop a team that's coming off a performance shooting-wise like BYU has, shooting 49% from the floor, 46 from 3, and you can't foul them because they shot 93% from the charity stripe?
Right. We just gotta limit their threes as much as possible. We can't give them simple threes. Simple threes is they just shoot a 3, rock you to sleep right in your face. And we got to do a great job of that, and we got to try to limit rotations as much as possible because when they're breaking down the defense, that's giving easy threes to their shooters, and we just got to do a great job of that. And we got to do a great job of transition defense because I've seen the very, very elite in transition, and we just got to do a great job of slowing that down.
All right, we're going to come back on this side in front of me in the second row.
This is Sam Foster from the Daily Universe. This is for any 3 of you, but who's been tasked with guarding Richie Saunders, and what have you seen from tape on him?
Do you know? Mark, you want to speak?
I don't start. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Miouhamed. We'll start with Miouhamed and then go to Mark.
Who started on him? LeBaron. Yeah, I think LeBaron to start on Richie. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? All right, if no more questions, we will dismiss the student athletes. We appreciate you guys taking the time. We'll have Alabama head coach Nate